going to be getting justice when we live under these systems that is inherently white supremacist, capitalistic, and then also patriarchal. And so right now I have the literature today that I want to share with you by an amazing woman that we have to blessing us with her words, with our spirits, with her actions. Her name is Bell Hooks, African-American writer, scholar, activist, womanist. These were her words on George Zimmerman that I feel that we need to embody in our heart, in our soul, in our actions, and in the words that we will speak and be able to get a better analysis on just the systems in place that allow for young, black, brown, Native American youth every single day to be told that our lives are dispendable, are worthless, and are basically be given the privilege of the people that have taken their lives, that they're going to be deemed innocent. Woo! So, Bell Hooks on George Zimmerman. White supremacy has taught him that all people of color are threats, irrespective of their behavior. Capitalism has taught him that at all costs, his property can and must be protected. Patriarchy has taught him that his masculinity has to be proved by the willingness to conquer fear through aggression, that it would be unmanly to ask questions before taking action. Mass media then brings us the news in this in a newspeak manner that sounds almost jocular and celebratory, as though no tragedy has happened, as though the sacrifice of a young life was necessary to uphold property values and white patriarchal honor. Viewers are encouraged to feel sympathy for the white male homeowner who made a mistake. The fact that this mistake led to the violent death of an innocent young man does not register. Their narrative is worded in a manner that encourages viewers to identify with the one who made the mistake by doing what we are led to feel we might do to protect our property at all costs from any sense of perceived threat. This is what the worship of death looks like. Those are the words that I wanted to share with you and pretty much put into consideration the fact that this justice system, we need to understand that the justice system was a foreign concept brought over by white Europeans when they have colonized this land, violently took it on the conquest of indigenous lands, and then with the violent capture, the violent kidnapping, the violent enslavement of African people when they brought this to this land. The justice system was never meant to work for people like us because of the societal roots that it has in place. Just like how we have today, how the only tactics the justice system used was the character assassination of a 17-year-old boy who, oh my gosh, was suspended from school. He may have smoked pot, so that means that he deserved to die. That would have never took place if it was a 17-year-old white boy. Yep. That is just speaking truth to matter. That was the only tactics that they used. And the blatant character assassination of his friend, the brave 19-year-old Rachel Gentel, who bravely stood her ground, defending and honoring her dead friend. What did the media do? What did mainstream media do? They mischaracterized her as this obese, ugly African woman who they attacked her education, they attacked her spirit, they attacked her soul. That would have never taken place if it was a 19-year-old white woman who was coming in defense of her friend who was slain and murdered by a man, an armed man who violently pursued, who violently criminalized, who violently profiled a 17-year-old unarmed boy who only had a pack of Skittles and Arizona iced tea in his pocket. And the fact that we have Marissa Alexander, who at the same time of the court proceedings of Trevon Martin, she was convicted to 20 years in prison because she fired a warning shot at her husband, fired up in the air. Her bullet did not hit anyone. It was a warning shot. She shot in self-defense of her abusive partner. She was convicted in less than 12 minutes. We need to put the pieces together and understand that this system has always been led on injustice. The fact that we live in a system of capitalism that has a pyramid structure, that the only few on top, rich, white, male, straight, are the only ones who will benefit from the system, while us at the bottom, those who are queer, those who are women, those who are people of color, those who do not fit in that same cookie box cutter, we will never be on the receiving ends of those powers of privilege. So we really need, as people, we need to educate ourselves. We need to read, pick up books by Bell Hooks, pick up Assata's autobiography, Assata Shakur, pick up Angela Davis, pick up all these good authors, all these good books, so that we can educate ourselves of the analysis of what the society that we live in today and all the power structures that are in place that pretty much says Trevon Martin deserved to die. That is injustice, and I am sick to death of injustice.